What's up, everybody? How are you? It's your boy Bill Forster. Oh, Thanksgiving is here. It's right upon us. This is Real Talk Chronicles. I am happy to be here with you. The last one for Thanksgiving. I hope you all are going to be with whomever you want to be with, loved ones, whoever, whatever you're going to do. I don't know what a lot of you have planned. I just wish you have a wonderful one, whatever it is. Um, I personally, I'm not a big holiday person in celebration, an aspect of that magnitude, but it is what it is. I like to kind of like veg out and do what I do, things like that. Malika will do what she do. I mean, we do it together, of course, but it is what it is. Um, Got to shout out to sponsors. Deli Arts Survival, of course, Row House, Melba's, Chocolat, Reggie Wells Quality Speakers. Who else do I have to shout out? Oh, Soft Illusions. Oh yeah. What's wrong with me? How could I forget my wife? That'd be a bad move from a husband standpoint. Of course, you all know that. So tonight we're not going to be on long, but what we're going to do, we're going to talk about the cabinet with the president-elect and who'd he pick. And also I want to discuss, hey Vera with the wonderful last name Forster. I also want to discuss the police commissioner, the new police commissioner in New York City. Your thoughts on that, especially prior law enforcement officers. I would love to get your input on that. And I'll definitely give you mine. You don't ever have to worry about that. As my panel starts coming in, we're going to definitely have a good discussion tonight. First and foremost, let me, it's long overdue to see this brother, but I know he's been busy and I'm so happy to see him. Chuck, how are you doing, brother? Happy holidays to you, man.
What's going on, bro? How you been, man?
Oh man, everything is beautiful, brother. God is good. I'm here. I'm breathing. You know, just as they say, living a dream. You know what I'm trying to say? It's a beautiful thing. So I got you. I got brother Earl in. He's hiding. He'll be coming back soon. And Darren, what's going on, Darren? Darren Joseph said it's good to see Chuck. Jerome Perry said happy holidays to my brothers. Exactly. Yeah, I got Chuck in the building, man. It's good. That's my guy. It's always good to see him. First and foremost, I forgot. Got to give a big shout out to my dude, my bro. Red Alert. It's his birthday. Shout out to all the other individuals that are having birthdays today. But if I said happy birthday to them, you wouldn't know who they were. So, but happy birthday to all of them. But of course, everybody should know, especially 50 years of hip hop, you should know the iconic DJ Red Alert. So big happy birthday to my bro. James Groovy, what's up, fam? How you feel, man? Happy holidays to all y'all chiming in. So Chuck, until Earl comes in and the rest of our panel comes in, you and I could discuss this. We have a new female police commissioner. I forgot her first name, something Tish, right? Okay.
I think it's Jessica, right?
Jessica. Yeah, I think it's Jessica Tish. Now I'm gonna go, Earl. I got you. I'm personally, Earl. We're just gonna talk about the police commissioner real quick in New York, and you can whenever you get a chance, whatever your thoughts are from a civilian standpoint. I personally, everybody knows Eric, my man. I felt he dropped the ball on this. I really did. I say what I say because I can say it. You know what I'm saying? I don't dance. I dance when I want to dance. Hey, Stefania. But I felt he dropped the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I felt he dropped the ball in regards to, I think he's the only person in New York City in the 5 boroughs that wanted this pick. You know what I'm trying to say, Chuck. Like I think he's the only one. I have not heard any good feedback in regards to her being picked. I don't know
Mhm.
this lady. I know she has never walked the street with us. What's up, Nina?
Mm.
Never walked that street with us. She did work for NYPD, but she worked in a administrative aspect. It doesn't mean she can't learn a job. So let me be fair and say that. But listen, you can't tell me how to fight if you ain't never been in a fight. You can't tell Earl, you know, you Chuck, we all play ball. You can't tell me how to do certain things if you ain't never touched that ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's my personal feeling on that. Now, speculation and rumors have it that we knew she was a big Trump supporter. Her family is rich, beyond rich. So Eric was on The View and they asked him, like, yo, like, what's good? Like, you trying to break bread with old boy? You know what I'm trying to say? And he was just like, nah, like, right now I'm just doing Eric. I'm paraphrasing for those out there that are listening. I'm just saying that's what he's saying. But me, can she be good for? She only has a year left. With Eric. Eric only has like a year and some change left.
Mhm.
But for Chiefs, me personally, I would have loved for him to go internal or bring somebody that has police knowledge. I wouldn't have cared if he would have picked you, Chuck, picked me. I wouldn't have cared who he picked. As long as they would have picked somebody that had knowledge of law enforcement and what it is to be a police officer. You know what I'm saying? Like, no disrespect to anybody else. Nobody can tell me how to be an African American. Nobody can tell a white person how to be a white person. Nobody can tell a Latin person what it is to be a Latin person. Listen, you have to know it unless you're from the same cloth. You know what I'm saying? People of color, we've lived in projects, we lived in the same neighborhoods. That's my personal take. I have no problems exposing that and divulging that. I'm gonna come to you, Chuck, and then Earl, if you want to chime in and say what your feelings are, we definitely can. Stefani says she's from sanitation, I believe. Yes, she is, but her families are connected, I think, to the Giants, the Maras, or something like that.
Mhm.
She's a billionaire. So and Stefani, I'm glad you said that. When we talk about sanitation, I haven't heard anybody say, "Yo," they come outside their house and say, "Oh my God, my streets are beautiful and clean right now." So I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't taking shots at sis, but I'm just trying to say,
You know, he can do the jobs he's supposed to know how to do.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, like, yo, that's just keeping it pushing. Like, yo, pick it up and sweep it. And I haven't seen anybody come out. I haven't come out my house and been looking at my pavement on 141st Street and be like, oh my God, it's so clean out here. Yo, the sanitation commissioner just got this shit on popping. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
so, Chuck, what's your thoughts, man? As Rich comes sliding it. Uh-huh.
Well. Personally, man, I mean, I understand that they had given her pretty much a seat at the table in terms of being I think the commissioner of sanitation, which was fine. I mean, I'm
Mhm.
not saying that you have to be qualified to know how to deal with garbage.
Right.
I'm not trying to say that you don't have to be qualified. I mean, but she does have a managerial background, which made sense for her when she was at sanitation. And even though she knew nothing about garbage, she stepped into that particular seat. And I think I might have sent you a clip of one of the advertisements that was at some point she was in and had to do with people having alternate side parking to move their cars. She was
Yeah,
begging the
yeah,
public, please,
exactly.
please move your car. So that was a little humorous.
And
But in terms
she
of the
was like
long,
sitting on a truck, like, yo, please move your
yeah,
car.
she was, please please move
Yeah,
your car off alternate side because we can't clean the sidewalks or the streets because based on the fact that you have your cars there. So I thought that was kind of humorous. I mean, if that
yeah,
was her public
it was cute.
service statement, then it is what it is. But in terms of making the flip from sanitation to the NYPD,
Ah,
I don't see the correlation. I understand at one point she was probably one of, I think, Bratton's confidants, and he pretty much was mentoring her and pretty much was showing her how to navigate through the politics associated with the police department when she came through. I think I'm not sure. I think it might have been in 2017 or whenever Bratton was
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
But that didn't qualify her in order to run an organization in terms of law enforcement. I don't believe that she has the know-how or she has the resume to do so. Now, once again, it's a conspiracy theory that based on the fact of what Brother Adams is going through, that by him aligning himself with Tish, who happens to be in good graces um,
The
with
Trump administration.
Donald-elect Trump, that is a possibility that he may be trying to align himself so that he can, if he prolongs and maybe delays his prosecution, which is outgoing attorney, then there's a good possibility that he may be able to find some way of getting those charges against him thrown out if he befriends Tish and Tish speaks on his behalf in terms of Trump. Because as far as Trump was concerned, he feels that Eric Adams is being hoodwinked and sideswiped and he's being mistreated and he knows what it feels like and so on and so forth. So these various conspiracy theories, I mean, it is what it is. But in terms of her qualifications, I don't see her resume indicating anywhere where she would be beneficial to law enforcement. And I also see it as an opportunity for, like I said, for Eric Adams to possibly align himself with her since she is a large Trump supporter.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
don't,
So
you know, I don't,
that's like like how'd that
yeah,
come about? You know what I'm trying to say? Like
right,
that
exactly.
that's the difference in the game right now. Rich, what's going on,
Yo,
brother? How you feeling, man?
oh man, I'm putting up with it.
Okay. Rich, I don't know if you heard
Wait a minute. Is that Chuck D?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, you called me out, brother. I'm here, brother. I'm here.
Terminator X, exactly. Shout out to
Yo,
everybody chiming in, watching us. We appreciate you. We want to wish you, of course, a happy Thanksgiving. We was just starting off, Rich. I don't know if you heard the beginning segment, the segue.
no, I didn't hear anything.
Okay, we Chuck and I was talking about, and I'm going to ask Earl if he has an opinion, and especially what I know you work a lot with the community. I personally came out and stated that I wasn't a fan of Eric's pick for PC. That's my personal opinion. I stated
why?
that. Excuse me.
Did you say why?
Absolutely, and I'm gonna say it again. I felt that one, she hadn't walked that walk. You know what I'm trying to say?
I thought she had 15 or 14 years in with the NYPD.
But from an administrative standpoint, I think she was working with computers. You know what I'm trying to say? So,
but isn't the PC an administrator?
Yes, but usually it's administrative position that you knew what it's like, what it was to be in the assault in the fields. You understand what I'm trying to say?
But didn't she start there though?
No, hell no.
Okay.
No. I mean, what you mean started NYPD? But you know she's a billionaire, right? She's from a silver spoon family, and they're big Trump supporters. You know, so my thing is, I think Eric is, and I say this, and everybody knows Eric. I got a lot of affection for Eric, love for Eric, but I felt like he was the only person that wanted her. You know what I'm saying? What I've gotten from my ear to the NYPD, I don't know if you have, Chuck. The morale has just dropped, like, bleh. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You know, nobody is excited. People are talking about getting out of there, punching their ticket, they leaving. Right. You know, morale was already. The one thing I will have to give Eric on this is that when he was the mayor, is the mayor, excuse me. PD felt that he had he had their back. I'm not saying that the incumbent will not have their back, but the thing is, we're talking about why her. There was a plethora of other people in the pool. I know that there was a plethora of other people in the pool. Why didn't you pick them? So this is where it segues to where people were saying, because of her affiliation with Trump, because her family were big Trump supporters, he's aligning himself with that, so that way he get parted. I'll yield to you and let you give me your thoughts and stuff like this in regards to that.
All right. Well, honestly, I don't really know a lot about this chick. You know, she ran sanitation, right?
Yes, sir.
And I mean, I would just base her administrative shit on what she did with sanitation. You know.
Well, hold on, stay there. I'm glad you said that. Did you, when you come out your house, wherever you live at, do you come out and be like, "Oh, my streets are so clean. I'm so happy. She's the commissioner of sanitation."
Well, honestly,
Yeah,
I
honestly.
mean, I don't see no difference between her and any other sanitation person. You know, it's not
Fair enough.
worse,
Fair
it's not
enough.
better. Sanitation got a whole bunch of problems that they got to solve. You know, it's a lot of dumping going on with businesses, and you know, a lot of communities are at fault with the condition of their garbage. So to speak,
Understood.
you know,
Understood.
so some of this stuff you can't blame on sanitation. You know, they doing, you know, as much as they can do, you know, given the fact how big this city is, how many people live here, how many businesses there are, how much garbage there is,
Yeah.
you know. So I mean, in a big scheme, I mean, in the scheme of things, I mean, I don't think it's that. Well, I can speak for my neighbor. My shit is not that bad.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But
I mean, let's
as
keep
far
it
as
100.
let me
It's the
just stick with
people in the
100.
neighborhood. It ain't
But
so much the garbage. It's the people that's messing up the
all right, but
neighborhood.
let me get back to my opinion about Eric choosing her.
Yes.
So he picked a black woman, right? Female.
Yes, sir.
Made her commissioner.
Yes.
That didn't work out.
Right.
Then he went and got the Hispanic brother. That didn't work out.
Yeah.
So they temporarily had a temp guy that came from the FBI. That
didn't work out.
White guy.
Yeah.
Now he's throwing a white woman in there.
Yeah.
Let's see if that works out. I mean, the morale of the NYPD been kind of soft for a minute right now, you know, before she showed up.
But let me just say this,
They
and I was just telling Chuck.
Remember, they were saying that when that black woman came too.
Well, let me just say this, because I think Chuck and I, besides, I don't know about Ty and Kevin, but we still had our ear. You know, you always hear the rumors, and sometimes, Chuck, correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of times. And Earl, I'm going to bring you in because I want your opinion from a civilian standpoint, of course, that how, you know, sometimes rumors don't fall far. You know what I'm saying? From, like, we don't know where these rumors come, but it's just like being like Wojnarowski in basketball. You know what I'm trying to say? Like you start finding in Sean Marks or something like that, when you start getting these rumors. First and foremost, people were happy with, you know, Sewell, with all due respect, she was liked. That was my what my intel was. She was liked. I heard what happened was she tried to do her own thing, and it went on deaf ears because she started going against the powers, you know, the masses that be. So what did she do? She pulled the parachute and she broke out. Eddie came in. That's my man. Boom. Everybody was happy. First Hispanic PC. Boom. Like, okay, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? His situation, bomb. You know what I'm saying? We can blame it on family or whatever the situation was. He had to pull the parachute. Old boy came in from the FBI, former FBI guy. They looking for his phone and shit now. You know what I'm saying? He got to pull the parachute. So now you get Miss Lady, right? And I don't know if she's protected. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But what I'm saying is her only claim to fame is not law enforcement. Okay, can you say she worked at NYPD? Absolutely. Can she? I'm not saying she can't be privy to understanding what goes on, because Chuck knows, like I know, and a PAA knows a lot about the paperwork of what happens in NYPD, and they almost got to know the law themselves because they got to write it up. But would you want to put i.e. a PAA, man, female, whomever, in a position of that kind of leadership? So that's where I went with that. It wasn't that the fact that this woman may have not did her thing, but she was in the computer aspect of it. I'm not saying she's not smart. I'm not saying this, but a lot of times people are always what the streets are saying is that Eric did it. It was a political move for Eric. It wasn't a good move for NYPD. That's what I mean. So go ahead.
But Bill, they can always switch her out, just like all the rest of them. You know, give her a shot and let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, she listen. Egg on my face, she might come off and pop off and be the best thing since a grilled cheese sandwich. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Give her a shot.
So
I mean, he saw something in her.
Well, I don't know what he saw because I
don't know if he saw anything. I'm not sure about him seeing anything. I just think,
I mean,
in terms of being a political move, I think that's what he felt was the strongest thing to benefit him. It wasn't to benefit the NYPD. Putting her there is not benefiting the NYPD whatsoever.
Well, yo, Rich, we have no choice but to give her a shot. But the thing is, and let me tell you something. Everybody, Eric's been on this podcast before when he was running for office. I haven't got him back. I never pressed him to come back. I figured he got more things to do. I mean, and stuff like that. But if he was here right now, I would definitely say to him, like, yo, tell me what you saw. Because I don't see it. Now you're the mayor. Tell me what you saw, but I don't see it. And I don't have a reason. I mean, with our relationship, I can say that. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's not trying to be embarrassing or disrespectful, but as a constituent, I can say what I could ask, why'd you pick her? And especially as a former law enforcement person, I definitely can ask that. Earl, I'm gonna bring you in as John Q. Public. And I mean, you're very knowledgeable of a lot of things. I mean, if this is not your lane, then I respect it because we're going to definitely move into what your lane is. What's your personal feeling on this, bro?
Well, I mean, for jobs that matter, for tasks that matter, I am never high on political appointees, DEI, or any of that stuff. Anything that matters, people don't choose that way. Right now, if you needed a surgery, okay, you don't go and say, let me find a black woman to be the surgeon. You want to find out whoever's that expert is, or a white woman or whatever. You want whoever you think is the best. Who's the specialist? Who knows this real well? So when you say to me, there's nothing tangible that speaks to her knowing the job real well, I'm always concerned. Okay, like, how do you come to this? Like, you used the basketball analogy. Don't tell me how to cross over and you ain't never put the ball on the deck. You ain't never put the ball on the deck.
Yeah. What you know about the clock running down in 5 seconds or 10 seconds on the clock, and we got to run this pick and roll or play if you ain't never been in a pick and roll play situation. So I want to say something. I want to ask you a question, Clear, and I want to make sure for the listening audience, this is not, you're not saying per se about a female. You're just talking about credentials, correct?
I'm talking credentials.
That's why I just wanted to make sure that everybody out there knew that. And for anybody
it's a big thing right now about DEI and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And I am more of a show me that you've done this really well type of perspective than anything else. I truly believe for the things that matter, those kind of selections are irrelevant. Okay, like, you need a heart surgery, you need triple bypass. Okay, you ain't worrying about whether it's this or that. You want to know who does this real good.
Yeah, I wouldn't care if you had 6 fingers. I just come in here and get in my chest and make this shit right.
and do what you got to do.
In the room.
Absolutely.
Hey, fellas, can I just say one thing on that basketball note?
Yes, sir.
Some of the worst players made the best coaches.
I even understand that from the standpoint of, but they still played the game. And a lot of times players that aren't really talented usually get into the mental finer aspects of the game, if only to give them a competitive chance. So sometimes they make great coaches. Jordan said himself, I don't have the patience to be a coach, and he's the GOAT. Okay, so there's different elements that come to being a coach. or a leader, but I want you to have some experience in it, man. Like I want to know
You
that
played the game. You played the
right,
game.
played the
Even
game. Right
even
now
if
we
you
doing
played
a
it from the
3-on-3
bench,
drill.
even if you played it from the bench, you played it from practice squad. Hey,
Right, right. Was you a practice dummy? Something. Talk to me.
yeah,
Okay.
Bro, all
yeah.
I'm saying is I don't care either way, you know, because the truth is if I would have had a pick, I would have picked Madry, right? That's me,
Understood. Understood.
right? But I don't have a pick. And all we got right now really is a wait and see thing. So I'm not gonna trash the chick until she's trashable.
Well, Rick, Rich, I'm not trashing her right now because I don't know her. All I said is that she wasn't in my top 5. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, and I don't think she was in anybody's top 5. She got thrown in the sauce because Eric threw her in there. That's like you go to somebody's house and they cooking something, and then they throw some shit in the pot, and you like, yo, why'd you put that in there? Oh, you gonna like it? Well, wait a minute. How you know I'm gonna like that shit? Listen, if I want some collard greens and
So
some
you saying that what
you
you
know what I'm
trying to say?
saying?
That's
I
white
want
people's
what I
potato
want.
salad? That's white people's potato salad?
Look, don't show up to my crib with some raisins in a potato salad. Okay. All right. I might catch a charge. Okay.
Yo, if
So
I go
is
to your
that
house and
brother
you got
Earl on the
raisins,
police blotter?
yo, listen, if I go to your house and you got raisins in your potato salad, I'm out of there.
That's raisins
I'm
and
not even taking
marshmallows
it.
in the
Yo,
candy
Chuck,
cans.
I'm not even taking a to-go cup because I don't even
Yeah.
know how did she even got to that situation.
I'm gonna say this. I'm not sure if it's a pick to get next to Trump because what I saw Eric do as soon as the Democrats lost, he stopped the gravy train, giving them the money, the migrants, the money on the card. Like he pulled back with the quickness. Okay, so that leads me to believe that he really wasn't on board, but the Democratic machine said, boy, do what we tell you to do. And so he complied because there's a lot of 4-star, 5-star hotels, man, that got migrants in right now, man. Like I remember going to the Roosevelt was like that was a kind of little fly hotel. All right.
Always in there. Exactly. Yeah.
Hello. Exactly. Now we got migrants in there. So to me, the move when he stopped that part of the gravy train with the quickness, that tells me he really wasn't with it. He at least voiced some concern about the number of people and the amount of money it was costing the city. So I really think he pulled back on that from a personal fiscal assessment, not necessarily let me on Trump's good side. And so that's why I'm not sure if this woman falls into that same accord. But I do think Trump could have look. Trump can have some affinity for him if he thinks he's getting railroaded in the sense that he felt he was getting railroaded. I can see that. We all do that a little bit. We see ourselves in people going through certain shit. I mean, so I guess I'll wait and I'll play the wait and see game too. But I look real. I'm usually concerned with people that I can't identify how they do this well. Okay.
Before we get into the president-elect nominees, before we get out of here, we're gonna stay good on this topic, and we're gonna stay to 8 o'clock because I know we all want to watch the game, but and we got Thanksgiving shit to do. But Chuck, I want you to follow up on Eric, and then Rich, you can follow up on that, whatever your comments are. Go ahead, Chuck, if you have anything you want.
Well, you know, when you evaluate the department overall, right? I mean, let's look at it. Let's be very clear. Sewell was probably she was a fantastic pick, right? She was qualified. She was able to do the job. She originally at one point was out in Nassau County as a chief. So she had the credentials and she had the resume. But what it is, when you talk about, once again, which it sounds fucked up, and I don't mean to put it out there, even within the Adams administration, even within this whole, I have to say, very socialized and very, like a plantation-like mentality we have all unfortunately inherited as being Black men, We've actually been indoctrinated this way of thought to say what a white men do shit at times, which is kind of a little messed up. But
Yeah.
here it is. There was a good old boy network that was actually comprised within the police department, right? And unfortunately, that circle included Eric Adams, it included Philip Banks, and it included Eddie Caban, certain people within those cliques. And even though Swoole was there and she had all of the qualifications, she still was being constantly undermined as the police commissioner by
Mm.
Philip Banks, who was constantly pulling meetings behind her back with her subordinates, with other chiefs. So as much as she was there, she was only there pretty much as a figurehead. He wanted to put himself on the map, saying that I'm going to put the first black woman as a police commissioner of the police department. But every time she tried to do anything that was of merit, she was undermined. Her feet were cut from underneath her. And at some point, she realized that no matter how progressively she wanted to be, that she always had to keep answering to people that were either from City Hall. So it kind of stagnated and it made her ability to show and to shine very much stalemated. All right. So, and at some point, she realized I'm fighting an uphill battle. There's no sense in me being here. I'm not getting the respect that's due to me. And she vocalized that very clearly at one of the, I think it was the policewomen's conference that they had. She said it very clearly that despite the circumstances, yes, unfortunately, you still have brothers who have a colonized type kind of mentality. And despite the circumstances of trying to give this woman the freedom to be and to show what her resume stipulates that she can do, they kept stifling everything she tried to do. So she got tired and she left. So now you put your boy in there, Eddie Caban, all right. And now, unfortunately, whatever the case may be, he can't break ties with his brother. His brother puts him in a compromised position by utilizing his name in a way that he shouldn't have. And now he's being put on an investigation. And then before you put the next cat in there, I would assume that Adams would have did the right thing to ensure that the next person he puts in that chair, they're not going to be under investigation. They're not being looked at under a microscope. But no, now he gets this guy from the FBI. I don't know. I'm not too sure. I don't know where the hell this cat came from because
He
I've
was
never heard of him.
recommended by the FBI.
I don't give a damn when he was recommended. He didn't obviously didn't do the right thing.
Ain't that some
And now you
shit?
got and this cat was in there. What? He was in there like 24 hours. And the next thing you know, he's being investigated. Like,
Yo,
what the?
this
What are you
motherfucker was
doing here?
recommended by the FBI, and then they
Yeah, I
came
was
for him.
understand. What am I? What are you doing? You're not even taking out the time to actually screen the people you put in there. So he says, okay, I think now the best person for me to put there is someone who has no type of like any type of like I guess skeletons in their closet. She works out of sanitation, and she's coming from a rich family.
She came to
I
clean
gotta,
house.
this is a safe one. This is safe. She used to be in a department. She worked in I think she was the commissioner of technology, and she's the one that gave us like our cell phones and our body cams and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So this has got to be a safe pick. And this now he puts Tish in there, and I'm not taking anything away from her abilities as a manager. I'm not saying that. But once again, if you haven't walked the walk, if you haven't hit the pavement, you've never ever strapped a gun or done anything in law enforcement, I'll put you in a position such as overseeing one of the largest police departments in the city of New York. And I don't think that in terms of the relationship between Sewell and Eric Adams, I don't think that's going to be the same relationship between
Yeah.
Tish and Adams because she's coming from money, all right? And she's coming from a very powerful, influential family. So
Yeah.
he may tread a little lightly in charge of the way that he may go or do with her, as opposed to what he would have done with Sewell or not having his right hand man in there, Kabam.
She could
So
say
it
she,
just
she could say you can kiss my little pink ass. I don't give a damn. I'll do
and
what I
guess
want
what?
to
And
do.
he probably won't do much about it. So
Yeah.
I'm very
Hey,
I'm a little bit in the dark about this, but I don't really like what I'm seeing. I don't like the direction that it's going in, and I know there's got to be some underlying reason behind it. There's got to be some
hey,
under
Chuck.
associated with that choice, man.
Hey,
Yeah,
Chuck. Would you
talk.
would you even consider the fact that sometimes when people get in that position where they're not as familiar as the people that are on the ground, that they may even listen to them more because they don't know.
Well, you know what? Once again, that takes what? That takes her surrounding herself with people that she can trust that are going to give her the correct guidance.
So
I
that's
don't
what
know
we
how
need to
many,
look at. Who are they
right, but I
wrapping
don't know.
around her?
I'm not
Who's she
sure how many
working with?
relationships I don't know about the relationships she may currently have with the current administration, but that has to all be value and that all has to come from trust. Because I know when I was a lieutenant and I went to Queens Narcotics, I ain't know shit about Queens. Road, Boulevard, Street. It's all. I'm sorry, I'm not against anybody who lives in Queens, but I get lost in Queens because they got Boulevard, Road, Street, Avenue, 53. I don't know where the hell I'm at. I had to bring my team in and tell me, look, I know how to manage, I know how to lead, but I know nothing about Queens. I need to trust you to show me the nuances of Queens. You tell me Harlem or the Bronx, I got you, but I know nothing about Queens. So I had to trust in the teams that I was overseeing to
But that's
show me
exactly my
Queens.
point. But that's exactly my point. I mean,
Right,
she's
but once
coming
again,
in.
that all takes trust. So that she
Yeah,
has to
so
trust the
let's
people
find
around her.
out if she
You know,
got that.
And let's be
So
truthfully true. She's going to put somebody in, or she's going to surround herself to the winner goes the spoils. You're going to put you're going to, like, if I came in office, hypothetically, you know that shit ain't going to happen. But if I was a PC, I'm going to reach out to this. I'm going to reach out to the Chucks, the Ties, the Riches. You know what I'm saying? The Earls or whoever. Because the bottom line is, I know you got my back. You're not going to let nobody burn me. It's a shame that people that Eric has had in office have kind of, I guess I don't know. Should I say burn him or burn themselves? Which fallbacks on him. You know what I'm saying? So Rich, I'm gonna let you give a 2-minute comment on this, on piggyback of what Chuck was saying, and I want to move into these cabinet picks real quick.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, I think that the woman needs to at least get a chance to see what she can do. She can always be replaced. I mean, like everybody else, But I think she needs to at least get a chance to swing at the fence, and then we can come back to this table and talk about, whether she did a good job or a bad job. But she ain't did no job yet,
Okay.
I
Well,
wouldn't
and
give her
listen.
a shot,
that's fair. That's fair.
Well, we will see. As they say, we will see. The proof is in the pudding. Whatever slogans and old sayings we can come up with. And
Well, I know one thing for sure: she don't fit into the good old boys club that's in place
she's
now.
rich, she ain't got to.
No,
Okay.
she don't have to.
Her last name is Tish, right? You said her last
Yes.
name Tish.
Yeah,
Yes.
Say that. Okay, Tish. Okay,
yeah.
that's blue blood. Okay, that's a
Yeah.
different type of. Okay, that's blue blood.
That's real money, son. Word up.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
What
let's
what
see.
she need to do, she need to concentrate on that goddamn Giants team. That's what she need to do.
You're right about that. She need to tell them to get a damn quarterback, because Danny Dimes is like Danny Pennies. He ain't throwing shit.
Well, they let him go. He's on the Minnesota practice squad now, man. He's only down, man. I mean, talk about the complexion for the connection. Okay, I mean, his resume. He should be on the couch with us with a beer. But
yeah, I can do better than that. Trust me. If I was younger, take me back in time, I'll move that team down that far. And look at Saquon is damn near. They mentioning him for sorry
MVP.
everybody for MVP of the league.
Killing them.
Listen. So let's go into this thing. The president-elect has selected his cabinet. He's moving along. We talked about it last time. Earl, I want to definitely ask you your opinion on this.
Talk about somebody putting people in places where, in fact, they're not qualified.
Boom, bang. I definitely want to. I want to hear.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And Chuck, let me tell you, Chuck. Well, I'll start off with you. Since you've heard, we all share information, and then Earl and Rich, you can come in. What did you think about? First and foremost, got one dude he put into place. That's why he tried to rush these elections to get them in, to pass them by Congress or whatever. And they was like, whoa, pump your brakes. Dude had allegations, former stuff. He removed his name from it because he was hot like chicken grease. Other dude was hot, but I guess he stayed in the game. It's like you got a cabinet full of sexual predators and all kind of buffoonery. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, Chuck. I'll let you take away, and then I'll let Earl follow off on you.
I mean, the bottom line is, man, is that the overall choices that he has made, it's all about, once again, it's a good old boy system. You did the right thing by me. You were there for me. You supported me. Then fine, I'm going to give you a position. You get a position. You get a position. You get a position. Half these cats are not qualified. And speaking to Earl's point, he says, if you're somebody who hasn't walked the walk and hasn't done X, Y, and Z, I have reservations about putting you in those positions. Now, that was Earl's exact words. That being said, every one of the people that I've seen him so far in this cabinet, I'm sorry, it's pure buffoonery. I can't. The names every time I read this new, like even now recently, I think Elon Musk a couple of hours ago. There's an agency. I can't remember the acronym. It's a couple of letters, but there's an
Huge,
agency
huge,
that sorry again.
huge.
Who?
Department of Government Efficiency, right? Dude.
Okay, no, right, right. But that's what he's a part of. But what he wants to eliminate is the agency that oversees like defrauding civilians or people, consumers, in terms of the issues associated with being defrauded by banks, whether you get defrauded by a credit union, if you get defrauded, certain practices that usually will kill and hurt the consumer. And he wants to eliminate and get rid of that particular agency. So if I have a problem with, let's say, a particular company that notes defrauded me, and I generally would put in some type of complaint against that company because I know they took X amount of money from me. He wants to eliminate any and all those particular aspects that are usually are there for the purposes of protecting consumers. So the overall cabinet selections I've seen and what I've looked at their resumes and their backgrounds between them being predators and having all it's pure buffoonery. And I don't know if he's deliberately putting these people in positions so knowing that they're such expression jerks that they'll fail and then he'll be able to call, I don't know, create martial law and take over as an executive of all the branches, saying, well, I now need to save the country because we tried to make America great again. I put all these people in places. They all went sideways. Nothing is working out. So now I need to be the savior and now create something like martial law. And at that particular point, I will take control over all the agencies. So I know there's a diabolical plan of putting these people who don't have the resumes to fit these particular positions, whether it be the Department of Justice, whether it be getting rid of DEI. It's ridiculous. And I just sat back and I'm saying this country, he says he wants to make this country great again, make America great again. Well, I'm sorry, as a black man, I don't ever recall it being great to me. I'm sorry. You tell me when it was great for me being a black man. If you can actually tell me when, then no problem. But what I will tell you is, as much as people will say, well, the Democratic Party didn't do this and the Democratic Party didn't do that, one thing I know that wasn't going to happen if the Democratic Party was in, I wasn't going to have to worry about what my kids could and could not read in school. I was going to have to worry about the fact of not being looked, whether or not in terms of having a problem of not getting a job because I was pregnant or I was black or I was a transgender or I was going to be treated or mistreated improperly. I wasn't going to have to worry about the Department of Education being eradicated. I wasn't going to have to worry about certain books being thrown out. I wasn't going to have to worry about the mere fact that even if I couldn't put, if I had a problem putting food on my table, that I wasn't gonna have to worry about my Social Security benefits being axed. I wasn't gonna have to worry about whether or not I was gonna have to worry about Medicaid or Medicare, even if it wasn't being the best. At least I knew it wasn't going to be slashed. I wasn't going to worry big pharma taking over and being the production agent of it all. There were certain things I knew for a fact. Yeah, it may not have been perfect, but there were certain things I knew for no matter what the case may be, despite what we've done and what we've gone through in terms of our civil rights since 1964, that weren't going to be touched. I wasn't going to have to, a woman wasn't going to have to worry about whether or not she was going to have reproductive rights taken and the state taking it over and a person not having the choice of whether or not they wanted to have a baby or not. I didn't have to worry about any of that. All right. So to sit here and say the Democratic Party went far left and whatever the case may be, they started to make it more about transgender and other issues. All right, you want to make that argument, so be it. But everyone who voted for these particular people and is going to put them in office because they thought it was going to be a better life for them, it's going to get far more complicated. And it ain't just going to impact just on us as people, as black people. It's going to affect the whole country. The same Christian white women that freaking voted for them, the indigenous people that voted for them, and everyone else. So I'm gonna sit back. I got no choice but to navigate through these next 4 years. Like, we all got no choice. But I do not see it being something that for any of us as Americans, I don't care whether you're white, if you're a Christian, if you're a Muslim, it's if you're not a part of the main core of the agenda of those who are the affluent people in this country, everyone is going to feel it. And it's then stop blaming shit on immigrants and all this other nonsense. All right, because we're sitting here and we're concentrating on the Mexicans, What about all those Europeans that sneak in this motherfucker every goddamn day, right? These white Europeans who come in on visas and decide not to go back. That's an immigration problem too, but we're not talking about them. We're talking about the border, where these other people are coming in on visas and a whole host of other things, but there's no problem not sending them back. Why aren't you rounding them up when you're ready to look for immigrants? Because there are a lot of them that are also in this country illegally as well. All right, but I digress, man. That's my point.
Yo, thank you for bringing it. Earl, and then Rich. Go ahead, Earl.
Well, I think a lot of people would respectfully disagree as to what the state of the country was. Despite some of the positions that I undertake, okay, for a long time, I was a lifelong Democrat. I feel the Democratic Party moved away from working class fundamentals. I think it is a bizarro world when Republicans represent values that are more in line with working class Americans. I think that's how far left, that's how far corporate the Democrats have gone. I have no problem with Doge. There is clearly a lot of fat and duplication. I was just talking with Sean Bill earlier today, and she has been in Department of Agriculture 35 years. Okay, so I was just getting her perspective on certain stuff. There's clearly a lot of duplication. It clearly is. Even when he said the Department of Education. Look, for those of us that may have forgotten, the Department of Education only came into existence in 1979. Okay, and when the Department of Education came into existence, America was number one in education. Right now, when you look up where we're at, it's not even in double figures. I think it's damn near triple figures. Our education sucks right now. And it has been on the Department of Education's watch. I don't think they're saying we're not going to give a damn about school or education. They're saying, hey, this bureaucracy is not working, and maybe we need to return this to the states to have a more closer feel and touch on it. You talked about what books not going to be in. I have a problem with there being these transvestite story times that's happening on the Democratic watch. You talking about books that's not going to be in, they're not going to use anymore. I got a problem with these transvestites having story times with our kids. And I have look, the alphabet community, I don't dislike. Do whatever you want to do. That's your life. But I got a problem with them reading story time to my kids. I do. If that makes me a bad guy, then I'm the bad guy. But I have a problem with that. So I think this election showed that the majority of Americans have a problem with what has been going on. You mentioned the immigrants. For those of us that have skills or a certain amount of on our resume, they may not affect us completely in the job market. But those people that do construction work, okay, they're feeling it because they're giving those unskilled labor positions to them at a lot cheaper price. Okay, that should be a problem. Okay, we were talking about earlier with these the migrants. They in the Roosevelt Hotel getting catered food, getting money on a card. Bro, that's too much. I'm not saying those European visa people shouldn't be gone too, but they at least ain't staying on our dime at the Roosevelt. They at least ain't getting a damn credit card on our dime or getting catered food on our dime. They're here working at least and kind of paying into the system. Okay, I'm not saying they're not supposed to go either, but to me, that's a clear difference. They have segmented who they want to go after first. The criminals, the drug dudes, they're gonna work down the line. I don't think that's a bad thing, man. I don't think that's a bad thing. And unskilled labor pays the price. Look, simple. I got a BA in economics. Okay. Simple supply and demand. If the supply of labor is up, the cost of wages goes down. That's just simple economics. Okay. When you got way more workers in the market than you need, the price of wages goes down. That's not good for folks. That's not good. That's not good for us in this damn expensive economy, this damn expensive city. So to some of the people, look, there's a clear thing that when Trump came in the first time, because he's such a political outsider, he had to go on the recommendation of choices of people that kind of Washington insiders, and he wind up, as far as he's concerned, inviting some of the swamp into his campaign. The thing that he wanted to get rid of, some of them wind up being part of that. The people he's choosing now is people he has a lot more trust for. Okay, just like Bill just said, if I was hired such and such, I'm gonna call so and so because there's a trust level. Like, I think these people gonna rock for me. So I agree with you in the sense that, yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see. But I know this. I know the stock market is doing some real good stuff right now. The market is kind of reacting to Trump being in there. I know that dude, the border czar, he was down in Texas yesterday. Okay, he didn't even start the job yet, and he already down there checking stuff out. They gonna hit the ground running, and they got 2 years where they got.
We're gonna talk about that, Rich. I'm gonna let Chuck rebuttal. Chuck, give me 2 minutes on a rebuttal, and then Rich, I'm gonna bring you in, and then we can all converse about it. Go ahead, Chuck.
To Rich.
Okay. So I'll just yield to Rich. Go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, I'm gonna yield to Rich.
All right, go ahead, Rich.
Go back to the original question, because we went a whole bunch of places. Now, the Board of Education, I worked for them. When I was in school, high school, actually it was called the Board of Education, and it went to the Department of Education, right? I don't really know what the difference is, but I know the school system changed a whole lot from when we went to school.
1979. You were still did you graduate high school already in 79?
Yeah, I was gone.
Okay. Me and Chuck was still in Kennedy.
No, I was gone. But anyway, I worked for the Department of Education for 35 years, right? But I watched how a lot of things changed when different mayors came in, So the Department of Education changed, and the buildings got sold under Bloomberg, like 65 Court Street, 110 Livingston Street. Bloomberg went and he just dismantled alternative education, in which I worked 19 years in. So I saw the change come from the different administrations as mayors came in, right?
Okay.
So that's that. But as far as me trying to jump into Trump's picks and all of that, it just reminds me of what my father told me once about, if I take my car to a shop to get it fixed, don't go into the shop helping the guy fixing it by holding this or touching that. Get out the way and let them do it. Because if they fuck it up, they fucked it up.
They fucked it up.
But if you go in there saying this and say, oh, don't do it this way, do it that way, let me hold this. And no, right now, Trump's administration is in control, right? So my thing is this: whether I agree with him or not, I'm gonna get out his way. I have nothing to say until it happens, right? If something is done wrong, then I can say, yo, wait a minute, something's wrong with this shit here.
Right.
Now, everybody's saying this and saying that about his picks. Those are his picks. To the victor goes the spoil. I mean, we all that were against him felt like he had kangaroo courts from before, And we saw how that administration went, how all of those picks turned on him and said, oh, this motherfucker's, shouldn't have his finger on the button and all of that. You know, we all knew that going into this election. But people decided they wanted him anyway. For whatever their reasons are, they overwhelmingly picked him, right? I didn't pick him. Other people picked him. So my thing is, I don't have sour apples about it. Let him rock. Let's see what happens. I mean, I know what happened before, but it is what it is. And I can't lose no more sleep over worrying about what this dude is going to do, because I'm powerless against what he's going to do now, except for expressing with my voice. You know,
I agree.
I went to the ballot and cast my ballot, but the majority said they want him.
Yeah, you did your civic duty.
Now,
I'm
Earl mentioned some things that I agree with. I do not think that transgender or any different sex should go into the bathroom with girls. If you have a penis, you shouldn't be in that bathroom with that girl.
Understood.
Right?
Understood.
If you have a penis, or you have, if you're a man, even changed into a woman, you shouldn't be playing sports against women.
But once
That's
again,
what I
Rich,
believe.
between you, no, I believe, but Richard,
I don't
in all
think-
honesty, that's a small percentage of what the issues, the problems are. That's not really a big issue.
No, but
That
I'm
might be
just
one of
telling you
them.
what my issues
Yeah.
are.
No, but
I'm
hold
just
on. Let me ask you a question, Rich, and I'm with Chuck on this. We're talking about a small percentile, because it ain't like everybody run into, like, it ain't like Black Friday. It ain't like a lot of people run into the doctor to get a sex change, and they want to talk. Now, I agree with you.
But yo, that's not just
Hold-
it. I'm not just talking about that, bro. I'm talking about when I worked in the Board of Education. I'm watching people promote homosexuality. I'm watching people tell me that this student named James, I gotta call him Mercedes because he says he's Mercedes. His entry forms, his birth certificate says James, but his social worker's coming to me telling me James is Mercedes, and you have to call him Mercedes. James' feet is bigger than,
I think we all
James' feet
agree.
is bigger than mine.
I think we all agree. Like, I didn't co-sign that either. I'm full transparency. I have.
But
family
yo,
members.
you got this society allowing children to change their gender. A child allowed to make the decision that, mommy, daddy, I'm a girl. And then the parent is co-signing it. And then
or the parent can't do anything about it. Again, the Democrats went too far left. Average, regular folk have a problem with those things. We can argue about the percentages, okay, but the mere idea that we can talk about it is a problem, okay? I have 2 sons, but I know daggone well if I had a daughter and there was a dude going in that girl's bathroom, I'd have a problem.
Well, let me ask you a question. What would you feel if one of your sons was gay and he was like, "Yo, I want to change my shit up"?
I said, wait till you're 18.
Hold on, Rich. Hold on.
What age is my child?
You tell me.
Well, I certainly believe that children shouldn't make that decision until, like Rich said, they're 18, 21. You can't drink till you 21. You can't cut off your Johnson till you 21.
Absolutely.
I mean,
I agree with you. I'm just asking. Yeah, I just want your personal opinion. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Simple-ish. Okay. At 21, you decide to lead your life in the way that you decide. Okay, it is what it is, man. One of my most favorite poems is from a man, Gabron. I have up here, man. It's about children. Okay, your children are not yours. Okay, they may come through you, but they're not of you, man. They have their own life to live, and I can live with that. But the poisoning of the children, them making it okay while they're still young and impressionable, I have a problem with. And I think
let me just say this. I totally agree with everybody here I don't even know if Chuck replied to this or commented on, but me personally, I get it. Listen, I'm not co-signing that shit either, right? But with a lot of things, there's certain things, if you want to say that they went too left, would that been a deciding factor for me to say I'm not going to vote for you because that's what you was talking about? Listen, I'll fight you tooth and nail on that. Do I want somebody in there that is trying to persuade? But then in the next breath, do I want a party in there that's going to tell me you can't even tell me about my history? I'd rather, and let me keep it 100. Let me ask you a question. Would you rather have a transgender in there that's going to tell you about your history than a person in there that's telling you I can't even tell you about your history?
Well,
And
see,
more importantly, if you're a school or an organization that even speaks or talks about it, guess what? If you're getting federal funding from the government, I'm cutting
Bang,
you off.
bang.
Because you're talking about something which, in fact, it's a part of history. Don't sit here and lie to these kids and tell them all about the pilgrims and all this other shit when
Yeah.
there's so many atrocities that the American people and immigrants who
Yes.
died and left their blood on the soil for this country to be where it is. And now, even the mere fact you even bring that up because, oh, I got to worry about Tommy, who's white, feeling ashamed because his ancestors used to have slaves and what they did to me and all any other indigenous people in this country. I
Yeah.
can't speak about that. And God forbid if you do, I'm taking away your fucking federal funding. I don't care what we're going to cut you off. See, I have a problem with that. So you're sitting here telling me once again it's about transgender. It's larger than that. That's a small percentage of the issues
Yeah.
that
Hey,
we need
but
to address. Talk
Chuck,
to me, man. Talk to me.
Chuck, listen. Right now, before Trump even come to office, right, the educational system has not been given the truth in history about our people.
No, honestly speaking, and
There
no,
is
all right. I'm
nothing
not
right now
overall it hasn't, but
in
I'm
the
saying there have been more
public
people that
school
actually
system
come out.
that
You have
teaches us right now, before Trump even show up.
no, I
Nothing you
get
talk
that.
about right now. None of that shit has ever been in there.
But Rich, there are people now who are waking up who are trying to invoke that knowledge, and that's going to now stifle and stymie any way of us understanding very clearly what this country was built on. And to tell me that we want to make this country great again, you first have to know where we came from
I
in
got
order
that.
to understand where we are going. And to
I
eradicate that destroys the fiber of this country.
But I got
I
that.
agree
All I'm
with that,
saying
but
is
but
right
did you
now
have
they
that
not
same
doing it.
energy when the Democrats look? First off, again, the Board of Education formed in 1979 by a Democratic president, Mr. Jimmy Carter. Okay, everything that you're talking about has been on the Democratic watch. Okay, it's been on the Democratic watch. We just finished Biden and Harris. Were they having those conversations? Now, personally, I think that Black history is American history. I don't really want our history segregated in February. Look, I make a lot of money as a poet in Black History Month, but our history is American history. Okay, and it should be intertwined with American history. But again,
Absolutely.
if
But
we
what
are
did Jimmy
if
Carter do that changed it?
Wow.
It was never in there.
wait a minute,
Yo,
hold
yo,
up.
yo,
But
hold on. Hold on.
education,
I want y'all to see this real quick, and then I'm gonna let y'all piggyback off this. Read that.
Bill,
See?
the
Look
Jackie.
at that. Jackie Robinson story can't be told in Florida due to CTR. I always bring this woman up. Yeah, see, that's not that's garbage. You're gonna sit there and watch a baseball game on television. You have everybody cheering and going on, but not understanding that the fiber of baseball, in terms of integrating and actually segregating and actually breaking through all of the spitfalls associated with baseball, was Jackie Robinson. But that's something that, guess what, we can't talk about. Don't dare talk about that shit in Florida.
Yeah, well,
Because I don't
that's
want
why
to.
we
I
need.
don't
That's
want
why we
Johnny,
need
who's
our
a
But
white
own.
boy. I don't
again,
want Johnny, who's
Yo,
a
that's
white
why
boy,
but
we
to
need
feel
again,
our
bad
own
about
we're
his
school.
history.
talking about
One at a
state
time. One at a time. One
control.
at a time. One at a time. Go ahead,
We're
Earl.
talking
And then
about
Rich.
state
Whoever. Go ahead.
control, and state control allows local politicians become more important. So guess what? When you're the people that we're voting for on these local elections, we're supposed to hold their feet to the fire. Because if it turns into state control, it ain't even about federal money. They can't put something over your eyes that they're not giving no more. It's
Well,
gonna be
Earl,
what the
but Earl, it was President Trump who made it very clear that he was going to do what was necessary to eradicate the issues associated with CRT, and that what he was going to put in as a mandate is that if there are certain curriculums that will not, he's going to ensure they are not publicized or put into any type of public school. And if in fact they are federally funded, that comes from the president, that doesn't come from the state, that comes from the federal government. If in fact they are teaching any of these curriculums associated with these particular issues, then they will not receive any funding from the federal government. That's coming
But
from the
need
federal
to
government. I
open
understand the state
back
control. I
our
Hold on,
understand
wait,
that.
let Rich say something quick, and then go to you, Earl. Go ahead.
Dog, we need to open up our own schools. Stop relying on the government, the state, to tell our story. Because, I mean, we're arguing like the Department of the Education or the Board of Education actually had that shit in the curriculum. They never did. All right? They never did. Before Jimmy Carter made the Board of Education, before that, it was never in there. So I don't know what we arguing about. We need to start our own schools. That Jackie Robinson story, right, where he went and broke the ceiling in Major League Baseball, for me, all that shit did is destroy the Negro League, where we had ownership, right? We own teams.
So, Rich, hold on. I'm listening to what you're saying.
Hold up, Bill. We so busy trying to sit at a counter so white people will serve us some food we don't even like. These motherfuckers don't cook like us, but we want to sit at the counter and give them our money and get spit on so we can sit with them?
right.
Get out of here.
I totally agree. I
disagree with that, man, Rich. Come on. It's about equity. It's about inclusion. That's all, brother. It's about inclusion.
Why would I want to be included?
I want to be able. Look, I want to be able to make the choice. No more different. When you're born white, you're born into entitlement.
All right.
Right. When
So
you're born white, you're born into entitlement.
You like a woman that don't like you? You want to be
no, bro, but I make a choice not to deal with her. If I don't want to, that's a choice. If I don't want to deal with her because she doesn't like me, that's my choice. I'm not born into choice. I'm not born into entitlement.
But that's as an individual. I'm talking about as a culture, as a whole. We as a whole are trying to sit at a table that don't want us in the room.
But that's been us for all our lives, Rich.
But why are we still chasing down that rabbit hole? If we go and say, you know what? Let's take all our achievements and put them over here, and we keep them to ourselves.
Well, let me put
knocking on the door, trying to get in our restaurant.
Hold on. The machine we need to operate through. Unfortunately, we have no control.
Right? Put a pin in your balloon.
We need to get control.
First and foremost,
we need to focus on getting control of our own shit.
Okay, but bottom line is, it's not going to change right now. It definitely ain't going to change at the real talk.
Start.
Well, yeah, Rich, you.
It's 2024. We still haven't been able to get to that point
that's
as of yet.
What I'm trying to say now.
And everything and anything that we had that gave us the ability to at least be included or to have a voice in the room, all of those safeguards, all of that is about to be freaking eliminated. So what little we were able to do and we're able to progressively move forward, now we're going to have to battle even twice as hard. And that's my issue.
While Biden and Harris was in, did it change to your liking while they was in? So, like,
hold on, Earl. I even go deeper than that.
I said very clear. There were certain things.
When Trump was in 2016, did it change?
Same difference, but
no, it can't be the same difference because you just brought up Biden and Harris.
No, what I did was this: if we're going on what Trump did in 2016, because he just got this presidency, so we can't say what he did yet. If we're saying what he did,
we're gonna talk about
hold on. If we say what he did,
we're gonna talk about the tariffs and stuff like that. Because how's that border looking? How's that wall looking? That wall ain't looking good.
I don't think that dude is he's already down in Texas. I have no doubt that it's going to change down there. That dude said on TV to those governors, he said, hiding,
yeah, he'll lock a governor up. Yeah, exactly. Yo, listen,
he said, don't test me. He said, don't test me. Okay. He said and he cited a case law, and he cited case law. He said,
listen,
yo,
in a bar, he'll get punched in his mouth. He's a tough guy on TV. He's nobody. Listen,
and get,
listen.
can't say whether he'll win or lose a
Let me
fight,
just say this,
but
Earl.
for the
A lot
purpose
of
of
people
this,
are
I feel
excited
like he
about
put
this
his hands
dude.
up.
A lot of people are excited about this dude because he's talking on the fears of what people are going through. You know what I'm saying? Listen, it's like the dude. It's like the song "Bad Bad Leroy Brown," baddest cat in the whole damn town, badder than the junkyard dog. Listen, listen. B, all this rhetoric. Nobody's kicking nobody's ass. Everybody's talking wolf tickets. Let me tell you something. The agriculture is going to suffer because you're going to take all these people. Because your ass, my ass, Chuck ass, and Rich ass. We're not going out in no fields. First and foremost, we're not in that position, but we're not picking up no culture. We're not no corn and all that shit. So all that bullshit, all that hype shit, it's not happening.
But I actually like Kennedy in the sense that he is going
that clown?
Look, my issue is this. One of the problems with government right now is that people will work for the FDA and then turn right around and work for Big Pharma. And it creates this conflict of interest, or at the very least, they know how to get around whatever needs to be get around. I want that to stop. When you work for the FDA, you can't take a job at Big Pharma. Okay? If it was up to me, because what has happened is what has happened. Okay, our vegetables and stuff, there's no nutritional value in the food. That these are literally empty calories. Okay, I've at least heard him mention that. Okay, he is taking some of those people to court. He's saying, hey, it's too many damn vaccinations. I believe that. Okay, we get all these vaccinations and it has not changed our health as it relates to the world. It's not working.
You still here?
Guess what? But I didn't take that jab. I tell you that.
You took that shit when you had to go to grammar school.
And guess what? Whatever those that I took. But right now, guess what? It's about 30. It's about 30, but it's about 50 more though, Bill. Bill. Right now, kids are taking 70 shots. You took 7. You took 7.
Earl. So what? Hold on, Earl. So what? There's 50 vaccinations, right? Let's say there's 50 vaccinations for 50 different things. It's your choice whether you wish to take that vaccine or not.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
No.
You have to really understand law to even get your kid in school without taking those vaccines. Wrong.
No, there's certain vaccines you have to take in order to go to school. But other than that, the other vaccinations that they're speaking of, that's by choice, brother. You don't have to take those vaccines if you don't want them.
What about those vaccines when you go overseas, like when you go to Africa and different countries?
When you go to Africa, you go to Dubai, someplace, because of the fact that your overall immune system may not be able to tolerate or drink the water over there. There's certain things you need to take.
And guess what? Here's the real fundamental difference. Okay, like when we just went through this COVID thing, that was an experimental vaccine, and basically, if you took it, you basically signed. If it goes wrong, there's nothing you can do about it. There's no money that can be got in vaccine court. Okay. Those other shots have a 50, 60, like malaria. It's got a 70-year history, okay? Like that it's been safe. What I'm saying to you is these kids are taking too many vaccines, bro. I think it's up to 70, bro. 70. We took 7.
I can't see it's that many. I can't see it being that many.
Earl, you said it's 70. You said it's 70. Name 5.
That's a lot, man.
Name 5.
I don't know the names, but I don't know the names of all of them.
Your ass. Name 5.
Look. Hey, Bill, right now, just do a quick Google search. How many vaccines must a child take to go these days? You do the number. See what it
You
says?
That's
I'm gonna
that's
Google it, brother. I'm gonna
You
look it.
pulled
I'm gonna
that
look
one
it up,
out.
but I don't think it's
Earl,
70s,
you
brother. I don't
pulled
think
that
it's
one out.
70s.
When I say it's a wild number, it's a wild number. Please just look it up.
Earl,
We could go back
listen,
and forth
these
forever.
are
Just
your
look it up.
facts, though. These are
No,
your
just
facts.
look it up. I know this. I know we didn't take more than about 4 or 5.
Earl, bring the qualification out. Bring your fact out. You
Uh,
asking us to prove what you're saying.
Yeah,
you know what?
listen. Yo,
Guess what?
Earl, I know
A few
you was
books on
sitting there
vaccines and
because
stuff. Hold up. Don't
Earl.
get started.
Earl going to get a shot.
yo, where in the Republican is Kevin? Because I know he's probably sitting where some back with his foot in the boot, looking up. Look. I got Earl tight. You get it, Earl. Look.
What's
One of
that?
the first things I did was look at this book that
What's that?
speaks
I
about
can't see.
vaccines. One of those books from Robert Kennedy that I thought was real good was The Real Anthony Fauci. Fauci been a whack dude since the
Oh
beginning.
yeah, that cat I agree with. I agree with that.
Okay?
I think
Like,
Fauci, yeah. I agree with
so
that.
what I'm saying to you is that
But
what
hold up.
happened.
Wait a minute.
Hold on, just let me
Who
say
was
this.
Fauci working for, though?
He been in the government since the 80s.
Trump.
No. Hold,
Trump.
Rich, stop.
Yeah.
Rich,
When
stop.
Trump.
Fired by Reagan. Stop.
Trump. He
Stop.
got fired by Reagan. He got
he got
fired by
fired
Reagan.
when he was picked up by Trump.
Dog, he
No,
got
yo.
fired by Reagan.
Fauci has been in the
Fauci
government
got
since
fired,
84.
and he got fired by Reagan.
And he got, and if he
And
did, he got hired by Clinton.
Trump.
Bro, you got it wrong. He has
No.
been in government. Bro, he has been
He
in
got
government
fired by
since 84
Reagan.
or 88. He started at what is it, the DH? He's been since the 80s, bro.
He was
Now,
one of them dudes that was down with that what is that that shit they was giving people for HIV.
yeah, he fucked that up and he got a promotion after that. He didn't get fired.
Trump,
Fauci,
Reagan fired him. He
without,
defunded them motherfuckers and fired him.
if you think Fauci got fired in the 80s and then got a job in 2016, you are bugging. Look him up right now.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead, look him up right now.
Fauci didn't get hired by Trump.
Bro, he did not come into office in 2016, yo. You got it fucked up.
That. I said, did he get hired by Trump?
No, he was already there when Trump got in office.
Okay. So Trump kept him in office.
So now you want to throw him under the bus, keeping him in office, but not throw under the bus behind that.
He's standing there for his whole administration.
Look, if you haven't figured out that Trump had a problem with him, but he's so entrenched into the deep state that he couldn't do nothing about it. He fought Fauci.
He's
Trump has a problem with you.
What you
He
being
calls
saying
you all kind of names, gives you a nickname, and fires you. He don't keep you. He gives you a nickname and fires you.
There are certain, one of the things that I take notice of is people that retain their jobs, whether it's a Democrat or a Republican president. Those are the people that are unfireable. Okay, it go from Carter to Reagan, Reagan to Bush, whatever, and those people. Look up, I'm on my phone right now, but please look up Dr. Anthony Fauci's resume. See how long he's been in NIH and all those places.
So let me ask you a question, Earl. Go ahead.
Is untouchable when it comes to firing him?
He was. The heat got so hot, he just retired, but he's been in government stuff, man. I'm pretty sure since like the mid 80s. Because he's the one, like you said, he's the one that made that whack AIDS cocktail that people was dying of. He first was a fuck up then.
AZT.
Yeah, he was a fuck up then.
But AZT, before they gave it to AIDS, it was for cancer.
But he put a little cocktail. Look, Fauci.
But I'm just telling you, he came up with that AZT shit, and it was supposed to be treating cancer. And it wasn't doing
a lot of drugs. A lot of drugs get reappropriated.
Nancy Reagan had gotten breast cancer, and he tried to get that shit to her. It wasn't working. He said, "Yo, this shit ain't working," and fired him. and he took that AZC shit and applied it to a disease that didn't even hit yet, which was HIV.
And the people that took that died. I'm telling you, Fauci been in the
Yes,
government a long
yeah.
time, man. He been
Listen,
in the
Oh
government
no,
a
no.
long time.
I'm just trying
Look,
to tell you.
No, I agree.
I'm
Fauci
just
definitely
trying
has
to
blood
tell
on
you.
his hands.
Fauci
He's
got
he
definitely
got,
got
man,
blood
fired
on his
man,
hands.
by your
his
guy.
No,
hands are blood.
yeah.
So,
Fauci
so
got
Earl,
hired
so
by
let me
your
ask you a
guy. He
question.
rocked with him his whole administration.
Hold
End
on.
of
Look,
story.
So let me ask Earl this question, and everybody chime in. What do you think about the new guy that he put in for the health thing? I don't know. Let me see. What's his name?
What's his name, Earl?
give me a second. Hold on. Put this back.
Well, whoever he is, Republicans love him, so Earl's gonna love him. So it don't matter. It could be
Yeah, let's
it could
just
be
hold on.
Captain Kangaroo.
Man, you're not gonna assassinate my character. Look, just like you said, you're gonna find out who does what and how well they do it.
I'm not
We
assassinating your
So
character, Earl. I said
I'm gonna get to the health.
Republicans will support him. He's
I'm
the
gonna get
new
to the. I'm
not
gonna
a,
get to
you're
the
not a
health.
my supporter.
I'm gonna get to so okay. Let me just. I want to let's stay on this for really a quick minute. Health and Human
Hey,
Services
yo, man, what
Secretary.
time is this show over, man?
Hey, yo,
We, all right, yo, we can pick this up another time. Let's give us three more minutes. So, Errol, what do you think about Robert F. Kennedy?
I think he is
What?
a good choice. Of course, they're throwing him under the bus, but he has certainly been anti-establishment. He has sued um, um, Big Pharma. He has gone to war with the FDA. He is look. He was an attorney by trade, and he has had a problem with what has happened in medicine. Big Pharma realized the money ain't in the medicine, the real money's in the vaccinations because you can't sue them for the vaccinations. The vac court only gives peanuts. So he understands what this corporate shift that took place with Big Pharma. Okay. You're talking about rights and all this stuff. I seem to remember when Biden and them was in, it was either take this jab or you can't go to work. Okay, but that's not being a dictator,
Earl,
right?
we couldn't take a jab and go to school if we didn't take a jab.
Same difference. My point simply
But you're
is
still here, and I'm still here.
no,
And
no,
we're all still here.
but I didn't take the jab.
When you went to grammar school, you didn't take that jab.
No, I ain't take these jabs. Okay, we took polio. We took polio. Measles, rubella. Start getting a little short after that. I'm telling you, we can do more than about four.
So let me ask you a question, and I have to go full transparency with this, right? So you didn't take the vaccine, correct?
Correct.
Do you take the flu shot?
Nope.
Okay, I don't take the flu shot either, right? But I took the vaccine, right? Because I have a weak immune system, right? I know
How did you get a weak immune system, if I may ask?
Excuse me?
How did you get a weak immune system, if I may ask?
Because I had MRSA. I ended up catching MRSA, so that has definitely weakened my immune system, right?
Okay.
I'm a diabetic, right? So there are certain things that I need to do to prevent stuff like that. With MRSA, if you can look it up, it weakens your immune system. I had to have multiple operations because bacteria catches me right out the gate. It's just like, oh, there he is. There's B-Fly. I got him. You know what I'm trying to say? So I say all that to say I had to take the vaccine. You understand what I'm trying to say? And I'm proud to say I'm still here because of that. Now, I get it. Maybe other people don't have to take it because of maybe their immune system is stronger than mine. So to the each his own. I don't take the flu shot. I took the flu shot one time and I damn near caught the flu and felt like I was about to die. So I'm not taking that shit no more. But have I caught colds quicker than the average Joe and Jane? Absolutely. So who are we? Who is somebody to tell me not to take it because his ass don't want to take it because he thinks it's a conspiracy theory?
But the thing is, look, you make your own choice and you live with the results. My thing is, the problem was they told you had to take it to even be a part of society. I took issue with that. I'm here to tell you that as someone that has during that time worked in Rikers, doing working for specific organizations, working in juvies and shelters. I didn't catch it once. Okay, I didn't catch it once. I'm a natural kind of guy. I take supplements and stuff like that. Knock on wood. I don't know what God have in store for me, but I can sit here and tell you that I never had. I didn't take the jab, and nor did I get sick with COVID.
Somebody
That's all
said,
I can tell.
Ben Carson. No, let me stop. He said, yeah, they taking a shot at you. He said it's Ben Carson. So listen, we're gonna keep this going because we're not gonna keep it going now. But listen, I think this is an excellent conversation. This is something that's thought provocative. Listen, we all have our personal feelings on this. When you start looking at, okay, do we like this? Do we like that? There's a lot of things, I'm sure, from the left we don't like. From the right, I definitely don't like. Because the bottom line is, when we start talking about them tariffs, we haven't even got on that conversation of tariffs. We're not going to get on it right now. We're going to let everybody get their little Thanksgiving, pre-Thanksgiving going, because the bottom line is that tariff conversation will go another hour. We can pick it up maybe next Wednesday if we want to join in and pop off. But the bottom line is, everybody, this is Real Talk Chronicles. I'm your host, Bill Forster. I have my boy Chuck. It's always great to see Chuck back. Richard Williams and our special guest, Brother Earl. Earl, give us some positive affirmation.
Earl, brother.
Give us some positive affirmation. And listen, and this is a real Harlem connection shit right here, because Earl and Chuck went to school together. Rich is from Harlem, Sugar Hill with Earl. Earl and I went to college together. So this is some real Harlem shit right here popping off.
Right. Right.
So,
Look. Rich is from the Valley, but he get a real pass because he's a real dude. Okay.
Who's from the Valley?
Wow.
Oh, really?
Wow. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
From the Valley?
From the
No, I was
Valley.
born on 147th Street between Amsterdam and Broadway.
And guess what? I don't know what your birth certificate says. I know you from playing in RYA. Okay, that's.
Yeah, but I played RYA, Battleground, Rucker, Intercession.
Yo, he tried to take you down to like Central Park or something. He tried to
okay.
Check your
look. Be very clear. I ain't say you ain't been on the hill.
I played the Soul in the Hole in Brooklyn.
I look. I love Soul in the Hole. I ain't saying you ain't got hill credentials. I'm saying I first met you from the Valley, and then you came up on the hill. That's okay. That's what I didn't know where you was born at. I bow out gratefully for that.
I was there on the hill before you got on the hill. Then I went to the Valley when you went to the hill.
No, you wasn't. Look, if you wasn't born in Columbia Presbyterian Hospital, you ain't from the hill.
That's where I was born.
All right, then you get a pass, because I'm born in Columbia Presbyterian. Okay, I'm from the hill. Okay.
Oh my.
All right. But I thought you lived in the Polo Grounds. I'm sorry.
We moved to the Polo Grounds.
When you was how old? 2?
No. 9 years old.
Hey, yo, let me tell you something.
Old.
Yo, he taking shots at you left and right.
Hey, listen. Oh, me and Earl could walk on the hill together and clear this shit up.
Look, I like I said, I didn't say you didn't have hill credentials. I didn't say that. Okay, I didn't say that. Just like, look, I'm from the hill. I like to believe I got Valley credentials. Okay, I was all up in them Polo Grounds.
Hey, Earl, you know what building I lived in?
I thought it was 4.
At the end of the block, the name on the building says Buckingham Palace. If you know, you know.
Yo, Chuck, they on some other Valley and Hill shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
I ain't got nothing to do with that. Earl, give people some positive affirmation. And if you want to come back next week, because we got to January 20-something until old boy get into office. So we need to talk about all his elections and shit like that, his cabinet. So Earl, give the people some positive affirmation for just positive affirmation, whatever it is, brother.
Well, one of the things I said last week is love is as love does. And I believe that with all my heart. We can disagree without being disagreeable. There's still nothing but love and respect, not only in this panel, but the manner in which we live our lives. And I would hope that all of us, those listening, find a way that when they disagree, not to be disagreeable. Okay, we are better together than apart, man. All right, so I hope all of you have a great Thanksgiving, man. It was an absolute pleasure chopping it up with y'all, and we'll see what next week does, man. Okay.
Yeah. Chuck.
Yeah, bro. Like I said, man, I'm grateful every day, man. I wake up and to see you brothers, man, is always a blessing. But once again, the bottom line is we all have, like Earl said, we have to learn to be able to agree to disagree. But at the end of it all, we have to still remain family. We still have to remain friends. And that's what's most important, because that's what community is about. We're going to have disagreements. We're going to see things from different angles. But as long as we're always stronger together as opposed to being separate from each other, man. So peace and blessings to everybody on this line, and enjoy your Thanksgiving and be grateful and thankful for all that you have.
Rich?
Yes.
Hey, listen, man, I'm just so glad that my brother Earl is on the show, so I'm not the only antagonist on here now. The focus will be on him now. So,
yo, Earl. Yo, whenever Kev come back, you'll have another Republican rocking with you, son. You'll have another.
Hey, listen, man, we got something we never had, a black Republican.
Leave it to Real Talk Chronicles and the pop off, baby. That's what it is,
Look, I don't know if I'm a Republican. I just feel the Democrats left. Okay, I feel they're not. This is not the Democratic Party that your mother and your father voted for. I don't believe it.
Hey, listen, it wasn't a Democrat that shot Abraham Lincoln. It was a
Republican. But guess what? He was a Republican president, and he at least attempted to do something in our best interest. He at least attempted, and guess what? There was a lot of money involved in that decision he made. That's why he got banged.
Hold on, before I give my positive affirmation.
He was a Democrat disguised as a Republican, and they found out he was a Dem and shot him.
Well, hold on. Before I give my positive information, it wasn't a Democrat that tried to attempted assassination on old boy Trump. It was a Republican.
I think he was a whack job. Calling him a Democrat or a Republican, I think is
no, don't cheat him. Don't cheat him out of his Republican status. Let him be a Republican. Don't cheat him. Don't cheat him.
Well, wait a minute. Republican.
Don't shortchange him now.
Yeah. Give him his props. Give him his props. Both of them were Republicans. Don't do that, Earl. Do not cheat.
Guess what? Democrats killed Kennedy. Democrats killed Kennedy and Malcolm X. So I mean, we could go at that all day. Okay, they killed. Okay.
Hey, yo, Chuck. Listen.
Hey, yo, man, I gotta go to Mixer on. I think they losing. I gotta go cheer them on, man.
Yeah. Listen, everybody at the Real Talk Chronicles. I'm your host, Bill Forster. I got to give a big shout out to my man Chuck Richards. Welcome back. I hope you see you real soon. Rich,
he was playing hooky.
Our brother Earl, you're almost like you part of Real Talk now, but you've been rocking with me from Real Talk from the house. So you one of the OGs with this Real Talk. Everybody, let me just say this and foremost before we get out of here. Love thyself.
Mm.
Once you love yourself, you know how to love other people. You know what I'm saying? That's real. Like I can't be as poetic as Brother Earl can, but I can just hit you with some real shit. You know what I'm saying? That Real Talk aspect is what I do. So just keep it positive. You know what I'm saying? Be careful what you say to others, because your hand game may not be good as your mouth game. You know what I'm saying? Now I got to keep it a little neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? I got to keep it a little neighborhood.
Keep it a little neighborhood too. Pause.
Yeah, exactly. Bang. So everybody, I wish you a wonderful Thanksgiving. Come back. Yo, share if you like this podcast, share YouTube, share Facebook, tag somebody, let them know. Listen, everybody knows a party I can throw. Positivity, I'm trying to build and keep. I thank my brothers for coming out, rocking with me. I appreciate you. I wish you all the blessings in the world. I really mean that. This is real Harlem, hard body, all day, every day. Everybody, I wish you a wonderful Thanksgiving. Chuck Richards, Richard Williams, Brother Earl, the 4-star general, Bill Foster, Row House. See you. My birthday coming up. You know I'm about to blow this game out the water. All right.
Oh, you got a big birthday on the horizon.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yo,
Yeah.
that was powerful, baby. Exactly.